welcome back to 843 TV. We're here in the library of the Holy Trinity Classical Christian School here in downtown Beaufort, and we're learning all about a new program that is being taught by Mr. Council and talking with different students about how it's impacting them. So, Mr. Council, welcome back. You're joining us for the entire show today, and let's continue talking about the program, the Humane Letters. What's your favorite part about teaching it?
My favorite part about teaching a Humane Letters course is that I get to direct students in making connections between what is often taught as disparate subject areas. And I think that's a very scholarly way to be. And so for me, I've taught many different courses at different schools, but a Humane Letters course allows the teacher to be a scholar, to kind of help them and guide them in the excitement of making connections. That's what a scholar loves to do, is to make connections between disparate things, to kind of integrate them. I also like the fact that it is less frenzied. I used that phrase in the previous section. I like that it's less frenzied. I like that we can have more classroom time to do work together, more coaching, opportunities for coaching and tutorial, shall we say. I also really appreciate the kind of normative questions. By that I mean questions about being in the world that can be elicited from the kinds of readings that we have. And having good curricula and good classic texts will incite those questions, but I hope as the students are getting to know me and the fact that we have so many classes together, what makes those questions valuable, like questions of what is justice, or what is betrayal, or how does one love one's neighbor, those questions, while they will come from good curricula and though they will come from great texts, only become valuable if there's a relationship between the student and the teacher, if there's trust, if they recognize that not every answer that they give me I'm going to throw away or reject or maybe just gloss over, that it's actually a kind of safe place in which to share the excitement of those connections. And it's slowly but surely I've been excited as the years gone on about that relationship.
You mentioned you're just getting started in your first year, so as you have the time to develop deeper relationships with the students and more, it'll just continue to grow from there.
Yeah, it becomes more like nurturing.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. And in a sense, in the long run, that's what they're going to remember. It's in the long run. So Sydney, tell us about you. How long have you been here at the school?
I've been here 6 years, so when the school first started, I came.
Wow, and what grade are you now?
10th.
10th grade, because that's the maximum that we're at now. School goes to 10th grade, so you've been here again since elementary, middle school, and now in high school. That's quite a change over time and so forth. So let's talk about the program that we've been talking about here with Mr. Council. Is there a part that you like best? A project, a reading, anything special?
Well, kind of like how Mr. Council was talking about how we do discussion and it's really all connected. We have a commonplace book that allows us to put everything together. So we have a glossary section with words to define, so words we find in the readings we're doing or just kind of come across in class. We have quotes from all our different sources, the literature as well as the presidents we're studying. We have imitations, so those are like longer quotes that can help us develop our writing. And then we have a memory section, which is all the presidents, and we're drawing them, and the idea is to put them in code, so images around the presidents that we can remember them and remember significant aspects of them that we've really focused on in class. And then finally we have a tools section, which is just all the various tools for writing and for summarizing that we've done throughout the course.
So they're quite involved, and clearly it's something that you're taking too well. And I know we're going to talk about the presidents and that in the next segment, so we'll get into more detail. I noticed you get a little high-five pump with one thing she said.
I didn't ruin this.
No, that was great. That was great. Ruben, let's talk to you then, and we'll ask you the same questions. How long have you been here at the school?
I've been here for 4 years.
4 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us about what you're coming away with out of class, and maybe a favorite part.
Coming away, I think, is the normative questions he asks. That's a background and to circumspectly look and to learn, and I think that's great. I think that's great that he does that. We haven't done that much before. And one of my favorite aspects is poetry. This year, Mr. Council has taught us to break down a poem and dissect it from its structure to little things like capitalization and commas and dashes, and I think that's very important. I've grown to love to do that.
He's really good at it too, which is fun.
You mentioned that, just something that came to mind, punctuation and commas and capitalizations. Kind of getting to be a lost art today.
Sure.
With this digital age, I just noticed that the messages kids send with texting, there's no punctuation, there's no proper, and that's really sad. So I'm glad to hear that that's something that you're teaching and focusing on, because quite frankly, that's somewhat of a lost
Well, if I could,
art.
do you mind if I interject on that?
No, of course.
So one of the reasons we teach a course like this too is because you could have a grammar course, but if we think about what grammar is really what the great men and women, the poets and the writers are using. There are some very objective elements to grammar, but grammar in every language is usually who are the great ones that are writing in that language, and how are they using it. So it's better than abstracting it to just a grammar course in which I teach you rules of grammar. I'd rather them see how the great statesmen of our country use that grammar, and it just kind of becomes part of their style. So there's a lot less, does that make sense? So when students say things like the course is easy, what they mean is it's kind of inhaled, if you will, in the environment, in the atmosphere of what they're reading.
And real quick, as we wrap up this section, is this a class that is an elective that you choose, or is it part of your standard curriculum now?
This is now part of the core standard curriculum at the school.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, great. Well, stick around, and we're going to be back with more 843 TV.